Hello everyone and welcome back to AJ's Paintings. This video is the part 1 of instructional videos I'll be posting from now on. This is going to be focused on blending. So let's get started. I have a canvas here. The first one is just going to be a very simple blue sky. Dark blue on the top, and then as it goes down it's gonna get lighter. First thing first, paints. You have to know what kind of paints you're using. If you're using translucent paints, it's a bit hard to blend them. If the paints are a bit more opaque, it makes it much more easier to blend them. One thing that I found with thick paints that sometimes if your canvas is not so smooth, it's hard to blend. So to make it easy to blend, what I like to do is I like to spray with water before I start. Okay, so just a quick spray. Okay, one more thing, when you're painting a sky, flat brush is your friend. Okay, so flat brush means the tip is flat. If you use something like this, you will still get it in the end, but it's gonna be much more harder to achieve the results that you want. So make sure that the brush that you're using is the right brush for the job. This brush is the best when you're trying to make the sky. Okay, so I sprayed a little bit of water on it. I'm just gonna wipe it because I don't want too much water. Just want it to be ready for the paint. Okay, now, so I have these three colors. I'm gonna start with dark blue, light blue, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of white to get that light blue in the end. Okay, so another tip before you start, make sure you wet your brush. Okay, so I'm gonna wet my brush. Don't want it that much that it's dripping water. It shouldn't be dripping water. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe it a little bit, and now my brush is ready. Okay, so I'm gonna take some of that dark blue on my brush. I'm taking it on both sides. Okay, and then let's just start from the top. One more thing you have to keep in mind is when you're painting sky, your strokes should be in one direction. Okay, so we're gonna keep it in one direction. You see I'm going this back and forth. I'm just blocking in this color right now in here. Okay, and now if you don't have a light blue, that's okay. You can just start adding a little bit of white into it. I'm just gonna wet my brush a teeny bit more, and I'm gonna take the light blue. Okay, and I'm not gonna start right here, okay, because that's where I want to blend. So I'm gonna start a little bit under it. Okay, you do only this if you want to change the color. Okay, by color I mean the different blue. If you want to keep it in the same color family, like you want to keep the same blue, then you start adding white, and that's how you achieve it. But if I want to change the color, so now I have another block of another color. Now what I can do is I have the same color on this, and I'm gonna move up. Okay, back and forth, back and forth. And you see how it blends. Let's say if I didn't do it like that. Let's say if I just added the color, painting like this. Now you see the difference? The blending, it should seamlessly go from one color to another. When you do not blend properly, that's what happens. It just gives you a line. So what I'm going to do now to fix that, I'm gonna make sure I don't have too much paint on my brush. Okay, I'm gonna wipe the paint off, and then I'm gonna maybe pick up a little bit paint that's on top. Okay, because I have too much of the paint from the bottom color. I'm gonna go here. I'm just going to blend. Okay, back and forth. Okay. All right. So now let's see if I want to keep this color or I want to make it lighter. So how do I achieve that? I'm gonna wet my brush a little bit more again. Okay. And I'm gonna take some white. I'm gonna do the same thing in here. Now it doesn't really matter if we start from the bottom or if we start right here, because this is the same color, just added white to it. So it's fine if we just start here. Okay, and then just when I feel like I don't have too much paint left on my brush, I'm gonna move upwards. You have to make sure you don't have too much paint on your brush when you're blending, okay? That's the key. Now we have our sky done. Let's assume that this is water underneath. So what do you do when you have the water underneath? You reflect the sky is reflecting in the water, right? So I'm gonna do the same color and just the other way around. Okay, so I'm gonna take my white and my blue, just make it a little bit darker. Wet my brush a little bit. Now since we like that dark blue so much that's on top, we're gonna add it in the bottom as well. So I'm gonna wash my brush because I want to change the color. Okay, wash my brush, and I'm going back into my dark blue. Let's start from the other side. This one doesn't have to be exact like that, okay, because it's reflecting anyways. So we want to make it so it looks like it's like that, but it's not exact. Okay, so wet my brush again, pick up that light blue and kind of mix this. Okay, now it's at a point where the background is done for your painting. Okay, now if you want to add anything to it afterwards, you have to wait for it to dry a little bit, and then you can go back to it, and then you can add maybe a mountain in the back, maybe some waves in here, some clouds in the sky. So coming up in different lives, we'll keep working on these paintings, and we'll keep making them more and more complete. Right now, today's lesson is blending, and which is complete in here. Let's try it with different colors now. Okay, so if I take this off, okay, just put this in here. Let me just set this one up. Okay, so let's say that you have a different kind of sky, which has purples, pinks, yellow that you want to put in. Let's do it again. Let's spray our canvas. Okay, just wipe it. Okay, so now it's up to you how you want to start. For me, I want to start with yellow, okay, because that's the lightest color, and that's very easy to mix with other colors when you've already used them. So I'm going to start with my yellow. Okay, make sure you wet your brush. Okay, wipe it clean. I'm going to start my yellow. Now I want my yellow in this area, so that's where I'm going to put it. Ooh, that's a pretty yellow. See how easy it is to paint with the canvas wet? If it wasn't wet, I would be struggling right now. Okay, so now I'm just gonna wipe the paint off a little bit. I'm not even gonna wash my brush. I'm just wiping it off a little bit, and I'm gonna go on my pink. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty pink. So I'm not gonna start from here. Hold on, my brush is really dripping with water. Okay, pink. I'm gonna start right here. Whenever you're starting a new color, just start a little bit away from the ones that you've already done, so you can start mixing it in. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it close to the yellow, and it's gonna give us a little bit of an orange color. That's what we want. Okay, I'm gonna pick up a little bit of pink again. The yellow is still wet. If it starts to dry on you, just pick it up a little bit more. And just keep going back and forth. Very important. Okay, now I'm gonna take a clean brush, okay, and this is dry, this is not wet, okay, because you see this, if I keep using the brush that I have, it's just gonna get rid of all the yellow, and I don't want that. I just want to get rid of that line. So I'm gonna use another flat brush, oops, and I'm gonna use it just at this area, and it's dry, not wet. Okay. Wipe it. Okay, going up. All right. So now you can see it's all blended. Now I want to put in purple on top. So I'm just put this in the water, so it doesn't. One more thing you have to remember: if you don't work with acrylics a lot, please, when you're not working with your brushes, put them in water. Okay, it's very, very important. If the paint dries on the brush, it's gone. You can't do anything about it. Okay, so you have to care for your brushes. Your painting depends on your brushes, your paints. Keep them safe. Okay. All right, so let's go into the purple. I'm gonna wash my brush again, and I'm gonna get my purple. Okay, and oh, I don't want too much because I don't have that much space left, so I don't want too much. So I'm gonna start from the top. Oh, I like the purple. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna blend it. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that pink as well with my purple. Back and forth. Wipe. If you feel like your brush is getting dry, you wet it. Okay, so Okay, now again, we're getting that line that we want to get rid of. What we're going to do, we're going to take a dry brush and we're going to go over it. Now that brush that I used before is already wet, so I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to put this in the water and I'm going to pick up another brush. So I'm going to go here. Okay. Going back to my brush. Okay, wiping it. I'm getting my pink. Okay, and there we go. Just gonna put this in here. You can see the two paintings that we did today. At least we started two paintings today. Thank you so much, and inshallah we'll meet again. Okay, all right, Allah Hafiz, stay safe.